Not get complacent. We cannot have a corrupt sexual abuser in office. We need a real person with real values and morals. That's why we are electing Zohran Mamdani. Give it up for Zohran!
How are we doing, everybody? It is such a pleasure to be here alongside my friend, my colleague, State Assembly Member Tony Simone, alongside so many of Hell's Kitchen Democrats, so many who have been here standing alongside this campaign from the very first day. And we stand here in this moment because of the work of all of those behind me, the work of those who believed in a campaign which said from its beginning that its belief was in a city that New Yorkers could afford. Its belief was in a city where working people could do more than just aspire to survive. Its belief was in a city where we could take the slowest buses in America and make them fast and free. A city where we could transform the 5 boroughs where it costs $22,500 for a year of childcare and make them instead the home of universal childcare. And a city that could look at 4 years of Eric Adams' rent hikes on rent-stabilized tenants. 4 years that have amounted to more than 12% of an increase, and say it is time for a rent freeze. And that is the city that we are going to deliver in 7 days. And so I stand here in as much as this is a rally, in as much as this is an opportunity to speak to all of you in the press. To me, the most important part of this evening is that this is a canvas launch. This is a launch of canvassers such that we will never have to ask ourselves the dreaded question on November 5th of what if? What if I signed up for one more shift? What if I did one more phone banking session? What if I finally climbed that 6th floor walk-up after 10 consecutive not homes? What if I left everything out there in the 7 days that we had left? We do not want to answer that question, and so we will ask our own. What if we gave more? What if we gave everything that we had with 1 week to go? And that is the answer I see each one of these people saying each and every day. Because the reason that we are here is not one video or one article or one debate. It's because of one movement. A movement that has more than 90,000 volunteers. A movement that has shown that the crisis of affordability affects every single New Yorker regardless of their political party. And it is a movement that will deliver us to a city hall to transform this city into one that finally lives up to the greatness of the people that it seeks to serve. Thank you so much.
All right, so we wanted to bring that to you here on Live Now from Fox as the Democratic candidate there in New York, Zohran Mamdani, is there for this canvassing event. We spoke to our partners there at Fox 5 in New York about an hour ago about the state of this race. As we know, things are getting intense as we're getting closer and closer to that November 4th date. That's when all of the early voting that's happening right now and Election Day officially is underway. And so Zohran there posing with several members of the community. As you can see there, some of them holding up signs with his name on it, some of the catchphrases and things that he is running on in this election, cheaper groceries and other things as well. So we wanted to make sure we brought that to you here on Live Now from Fox. We are going to take this opportunity to step away for a 2-minute commercial break. On the other side, still more of today's top stories. Stay right there. Thanks for staying with us here on Live Now from Fox. It does appear that Zohran Mamdani, after giving that brief speech, is now stepping up to take some questions from reporters. Let's listen in.
Yesterday that said the highest number of early voters so far are in age brackets where Cuomo either ties or leads Zohran in the latest polls. Are you worried? Does that mean you're worried that you're seeing these
down
new
in the front
returns?
We can't see. So
Sorry.
I mean, is that one of the reasons why you're out here?
Could you ask your question?
Yeah. So you sent out
Guys, let's please. If you wouldn't mind moving over here a little bit, ma'am, just so that we can have everybody have access. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry, before we continue, does everyone have a good shot? No. Okay, so if we could take 2 more steps back, guys. I'm so sorry. We can help hold microphones.
I'm not going anywhere.
Can you help hold microphones? We're not going anywhere. If anyone has a microphone, we need everyone to step 2 feet back. 2 feet back.
All right.
Does anyone need a microphone hold? Will, I got it. I got it.
All right. Look at us. Look at us building a city for all.
7 days.
All right.
All right. Go ahead. Restate your question.
Okay, from the top.
I'm just reading from a press release that came out from your campaign, which said the highest number of early voters so far in age brackets where Cuomo either ties or leads Zohran in the latest polls. So are you worried that Andrew Cuomo has had a surge over the past couple of days?
No, we're not.
He could lose.
We're not worried. We just do not want to let our confidence become complacency. We know that there is an election to win. No matter what the polls say, no matter what the odds say, every single day is an opportunity for us to make this case to New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs. And one of my favorite images coming out of our rally at Forest Hill Stadium, where we had more than 10,000 New Yorkers gather in support of our campaign, was that there was a man there who said it was his first rally, and he was wearing a hat that said MAGA for Mamdani. And it shows the fact that the affordability crisis affects every New Yorker regardless of their party. These 7 days are an opportunity for our more than 90,000 volunteers to knock on as many doors as possible, make as many calls as possible, and to build a coalition that will finally defeat Andrew Cuomo and win the city that we deserve.
Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
Assemblyman, 2 questions. One, we're a week away from the election. How close are you to making a position on the housing proposals? And 2, the council is set to start considering rezoning in Long Island City. Wondering if you have a position on that as a Queens resident and someone concerned about affordable housing.
You know, I've said time and again that I will always appreciate and celebrate the prospect of building more housing in New York City. And I also am someone who believes firmly that we should have contiguous park access between Queensbridge Park and Gantry Plaza. These are incredibly important things that need to be done, and I'm looking forward to seeing the resolution of that. And I will say that I've yet to take a position on the ballot referendum, but I will be sharing that as soon as I do, and I'll be voting on Election Day.
Mr. Mamdani,
Yeah, can we go west for a second
in the
right
past,
Hi, I'm Katie Savage from West 42nd Street, Hell's Kitchen.
Hello.
Yeah. Fun fact, MAGA for Mamdani guy lives in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh,
So
incredible.
We're here in McCaffrey Playground.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Please tell him hi.
So we're here in McCaffrey Playground. Local families say that this playground and other local parks in Hell's Kitchen are dominated by adults and drug activity, leaving kids feeling unsafe in the afternoon and evening. A recent example are 2 knife fights that happened at another playground just 2 blocks removed. What are specific steps you would take as mayor to restore McCaffrey and parks like this as safe spaces for children?
You know, I really appreciate this question, and I know that at the heart of it is also a concern around park access in this neighborhood. I know that for residents of Hell's Kitchen, they see some of the lowest access to parks per capita across this city, and that is something that has to change. And it's part of why when I've shared of the things that I admire of different mayoral administrations, to me, one of the key aspects of the Bloomberg administration was the ability to deliver 850 acres of new green space across the 5 boroughs. And then for the parks that we do have, we need to ensure that this is a place where children are safe to enjoy themselves and play and rest. And some of that also comes from the fact that it is time for us to actually take crises seriously that have been present in the city for a long time. That's why we want to create the Department of Community Safety that will actually tackle the mental health crisis, the homelessness crisis. It will do so by saying that police officers should focus on police work, and it will be mental health experts who will be the part of outreach teams that will be deployed to the top 100 subway stations with the highest levels of mental health crisis and homelessness, as well as a citywide presence across the 5 boroughs to ensure that we are delivering on what New Yorkers have been denied.
Yeah, right here,
Mamdani.
Hi
there, someone.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, how are you doing?
Doing well.
I want to see, there's a video that's been recirculating from 2 years ago at a DSA event in which you are on video saying that the boots of the NYPD are laced by the IDF. I want to see if you remember this, if you want to give context to what you were talking about, and if you still stand by those comments.
You know, I've said time and again that with public safety, I'm looking forward to working with police officers here in New York City to deliver it, and I'm looking forward to ensuring that we actually tackle the retention crisis at hand, where we now have about 350 officers leaving the department every month, and that is something we will bring to an end by ensuring that police officers are only asked to do the work of a police department, not the work of social services as they have.
We'll go Louise right here.
Would you keep the NYPD office in Israel?
Sorry?
Would you keep the NYPD office in Israel?
My focus is on the NYPD here in New York City. That's what I've been thinking about.
Hey, Steve Cameron from the Sunday Times. I wanted to ask you about how your policy agenda is adding up financially. So I've spoken to a lot of voters, got a lot of questions about this. What would you say to voters who are concerned over whether you can fund and deliver your policy proposals?
You know, there are many voters across this city who have been told for a long time that politics is simply a decision between settling for what you already have or having it being taken away from you. And for many New Yorkers, especially those, the 1 in 4 that are living in poverty, this status quo is untenable. What we can't afford is allowing this to continue. And so when we talk about freezing the rent, when we talk about making buses faster to deliver universal childcare, we know that to do the second and the third requires a fiscal plan. That's why we put forward a proposal to raise the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey, raise the personal income taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers by 2%. This would increase revenue by $9 billion. That would more than pay for this economic agenda and start to Trump-proof our city. And we will show these New Yorkers that we can not only deliver on this victory in 7 days, but also in this agenda as soon as we start to take office on January 1st.